top of the day. I'm your host, Venus Sirens, and welcome to the Vibrate with Venus channel. Y'all know how I already do it. Before I start, I would like to give a global shout out to the continent of Africa, Australia, Asia, Germany, Norway, New Zealand, South America, Canada, Hawaii, the continental United States, and my home state of Louisiana. How are you? I trust all is well on your side of the globe, and if it's not, make sure you do something to shift your energy. So, today I will be talking about the importance of your self identity, also known as your self concept. So, what is your self identity or your self concept? Basically, that's how you see yourself. It's about how you interpret yourself in life, right? You know, your thoughts about yourself, your feelings about yourself, your feelings and thoughts about people in your life, situations in your life, right? How do you see yourself, right? How do you feel about yourself, right? Do you feel that you are a lucky person, or do you feel like you are a lowly worm? Do you feel successful, right? Or do you feel like a victim, right? Do you trust people, or do you feel like people are untrustworthy, right? Do you feel like it's safe to be yourself, right? And shout out to Reverend Knight, because he speaks about that all the time. He used to speak about doing a self inventory of yourself throughout the day, right? Especially if you're having a hard time. You know, I remember one time he said, listen, if your back is against the wall, you say, wait, enough with all that. How do I feel about myself? How do I see myself? How do I see the world? And honestly, a lot of us are living on things our parents taught us, our culture taught us, our religion taught us, and now you bring into social media, right? Are those your thoughts? Do you really believe that? And there was a time in my life where I tapped into different group thinks, and they served me for a particular part of my life. And then I realized, hey, I outgrew this, and I had to release myself from that. And guess what? It's okay to release yourself from group think. If the group think is not serving you, release it. You don't have to stay connected to a school of thought or a group of people that no longer serves you. But getting back to your self concept and your self identity, it's so important because basically that's the energy or the essence that you dominantly move around in your world, in your reality. Like I always say, that's why you can have two children that were born under the same roof, have the same parents, get the same amount of chicken. And guess what? These two individuals, they have a different experience of life. You know, I truly believe all of us, yes, we are in the world together, but we're all having different experiences, right? Again, and these experiences are defined by our self concept, our self identity. How do we see ourselves? And that's why I also talk about the importance of coming back to yourself, checking in with yourself, checking your inner narrative, right? When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel happy? Do you feel sad? You know, when you go into your job, are you ready for a good day, or you feel like the day is going to be horrible? See, it's just those little small things that are creating our reality. And that's why I always say, you know, you need to create some type of practice before you get out of the bed, right? Speak life into yourself. Speak health over yourself, right? And if you have anything that you need to do, see it working out in your favor, in your mind, right? And I'm telling you, when you start doing that, you'll notice a difference in your life. And like I always say, there's a certain street that I drive on, and whenever I remind myself, hey, I'm not going to have a lot of traffic, I'm going to get all the green lights, guess what? it always happens. But if I'm thinking negative, oh my goodness, it's going to be a lot of people. People are going to be driving crazy. It'll be a lot of red lights. Guess what? That happens too. We are always selecting our reality. I know it feels like our reality is solid. Everything is written in stone, but we most definitely, we can be the conscious creators of our reality. But we have to make that decision. I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to have a good week. I'm going to have a good rest of the year, right? And also when it comes to people, how are you thinking about people? What are the inner conversations you're having with your coworkers, your lovers, your children, your family members? And I'll be honest with you. Y'all know I like to keep it real, especially when it's people you've been knowing for a long time. Sometimes it's hard to change that internal dialogue. Even Neville talked about that, how it's so easy to slip back to the old man, and the old man is our old state of consciousness. But you really have to be determined. Listen, I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to speak life over my day. I expect things to go good for me. I expect things to go in my favor. And I'm telling you, when you start shifting that, you'll start noticing little changes in your life. And then eventually you'll start seeing people show up in your reality, repeating your affirmations, your inner dialogue. And I just love it when that happens. That's when I know that I'm in alignment with the reality I'm consciously selecting. When I start seeing people, places, and things reflecting it back to me, even sometimes online, I could literally just thought about something and somebody can repeat it, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm in alignment. So yes, your self-identity is very important. And I know sometimes it's not the easiest thing to change. Again, it is a practice, but I guarantee you, if you put the same energy you put into other people and places and things outside of you, you will notice a difference, right? Because the truth of the matter is, guess what? Life is going to keep happening anyway. We're creating and selecting our reality whether we know it or not. So we might as well say, you know what? I'm going to get in the driver's seat and I'm going to consciously select the reality that I want. And another thing before I go, I want to talk about too is the importance of letting go old narratives, right? If you want to have a reality where everybody is supportive to you, you have to forget about the people that wasn't supportive to you, right? The first thing first is you have to start supporting yourself. Because remember that's an old cliche. How you treat yourself is how others would treat you. So that's the first thing, right? When we are trying to change reality, we have to first check in with ourselves. Am I supporting myself, right? Okay. And then the second thing is, okay, you need to visualize people supporting you. Something simple as, seeing your coworkers and your managers being successful. I'm sorry, not successful, supportive to you. Or when you go into the store, expect people to support you, right? The people that are in your life, expect for them to support you. Have inner conversations telling people, hey, thank you for supporting me. I appreciate you, right? That's how we shift our reality. Don't be so quick to say, oh, somebody is doing this and doing that. Okay, they may be doing it, but you have to ask yourself, am I doing it to myself? That's the first thing. Let me shift that. And then the second thing is too, how do I visualize this person? How am I interacting with this person in my inner world? What are the type of conversations I'm having within my inner world? And I'm telling you, when you start really getting deep into it, you'll notice a particular pattern. And once you notice that pattern, you can select something else. Don't get caught up with the negative Nancy's, right? Change your expectations of yourself, of others, and your reality. And then you will have a more smooth transition. Because this is the thing. I don't necessarily believe in love and light and life is going to be perfect, because life is life, okay? But at the same time, we don't have to deal with the hand that we were dealt. Once we start waking up to our power, we can select what type of reality we want to experience, right? And then over time, things will start changing and you'll be more in alignment with your reality. And then guess what? If you get out of alignment because you've been working on yourself, you've been practicing, then guess what? You already know, hey, if my back is against the wall, let me go within my inner world. Let me change it. Let me shift my energy, right? Let me visualize something changing. Let me speak some words of encouragement to myself. Then in most cases, it really changes instantly. You'll get that phone call. You'll get that email. You'll meet somebody or somebody will call you or send you a link to a website. That's how things shift. We don't have to think that it's going to take forever for things to shift. In many cases, sometimes it does take a little while, but sometimes it changes fast. Then also you have to ask yourself, do I feel like I have the power? Do you feel like you have the power to change your reality? Do you believe in yourself? Do you trust yourself? See, those are the type of questions that you need to be asking yourself. How do I see myself? Do I see myself as a powerful person? Do I see myself as a successful person? Do I see myself as a person that's supported? And do I support myself? Just ask this, just small questions like that will shift your reality. We are the power of our reality. We are the operant power, as Neville describes it. Nothing is random. Everything is responding to our self-concept, our self-identity. You don't go to the mirror and try to take the lipstick off the mirror. You take it off your lips. So life is responding to us, right? Life is not happening to us. And like I said before, we all have our own individual reality, even though we're all in the same reality at once. And I'm not claiming to understand all of that, but I just know what I know and what feels good to me. But we don't have to be sad and depressed and angry all the time. We can snap out of that. We can say, no, I choose a life of harmony. I choose a life of love. I choose a life of support, right? I love and I support myself, and I believe in myself, and I attract people in my life that love and support and affirm me in all things. Don't be afraid to speak big and think big. That's another thing. Start speaking big about yourself in your imagination. See yourself being successful. See yourself, people being drawn to you, want to help you, want to support you, want to invite you places, want to be in your world. See that in your imagination. Speak that over your reality as well too. People love me. People want to help me. People want to support me. People want to be there for me. It's safe for me to be my higher self. It's safe for me to be my whole self. I'm good enough. People love me. People want to be around me. I'm good enough now. Just getting rampages like that. And another thing too, when you go into life, what is your attitude like? Do you have a good attitude? Do you have an inner smile? Do you have a smile on your face? Now, when I say a smile on your face, I'm not saying you have to walk around like a clown and smiling at everybody. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if you walk into a business and you need somebody to help you, you better have a smile on your face. You better have an inner smile. You better have a good personality. You better have good energy. You better have good expectations and think that person is going to help you. Because again, that person is responding to the energy you're bringing to them. Let me say this again. If you handle any type of business, it's not about how that person is treating you, whether or not they can help you. It's not about that. Remember, life is responding to you. So if you're a negative Nancy and you got a bad attitude, guess what? They're going to reflect that back to you. So you start first. You go first. You go in there with a good attitude. You go in there with a good energy. You go in there with good expectations. You go in there already seeing that the transaction went through successful. I guarantee you, if you do everything I just said, it will. It has to. It is the law. And we can use that in anything in our life. Life does not have to be hard. It doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be a struggle. It can be ease. It can be grace and favor. It can be harmonious. So yeah, remember, always have a high, loving self-concept about yourself for the rest of your life. And guess what? Life has to reflect that back to you. Okay? So anyway, I absolutely love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you go to my Vibrate with Venus website. Also, find me on Instagram, Vibrate with Venus, Venus Sirens. Also on Facebook, and I have a TikTok. I'm going to start loading things on there as well too. If you need a one-on-one, hit me up at venus@vibratewithvenus.com. I'm ready to work with you. And guess what? I will talk to you later. Peace.